was a lot of fun. When you win, it's always fun. 35-34 against South Haven. After 2 weeks at home, Coach was back on the road at Lewisburg. Great win last week.
It was a great win. I've been in football long enough, and you realize any win's a good win.
That's exactly right.
You wanted to be a little better. We wanted to, you'd like a game where you didn't have to fight the whole time, but that's not us this year. And 35-34 against the South Haven team loaded with talent was a lot of fun.
That was a big team, a lot of speed. Their quarterback was really effective with the ball. Just a great game all the way to the end.
Yeah, they're skill guys. In that group of skill guys, you got an SEC commit, a couple kids with SEC offers, a Notre Dame commit.
Right.
So that bunch is very talented. Along the O-line, you've got a 6'6", 320-pound SEC commit. So they were a really talented bunch, and to come out and to watch our kids fight and to play through and battle and win a ball game like that, it's always fun.
On a short week, too, because of the weather, we moved the game till Thursday.
Yeah, that's always that iffy call. You worry as a coach about changing routine, about all that. And, you hear a lot of people fuzz, when's football, quit playing in the rain. You know as well because you were involved in that decision. The big thing is the lightning.
Right.
You don't want the lightning delays. Several years ago, we were here for a homecoming game where we didn't get to actually kick off the ball game until about 9:30. And that puts you at a very, a tough thing. We would go out, get warmed up, and back out. And, sometimes it breaks and you don't have the problem.
Right.
But sometimes you do. Like we chose that year to not change the game. And we were kicking off at 9:30. A few years ago, we went to Brandon and had the same issue. Brandon chose not to move the game. We agreed with them. Well, we were 3 hours away and having to make a decision on whether we play tonight or not due to that. But that's always a troubled thing, but it's a tough decision, and sometimes you got to err on what's actually the best thing to do.
Right. Had a great crowd, and we want to congratulate Chloe Walker on being named Homecoming Queen. Another great offensive performance by David Hayes, 200 yards more rushing. He had receiving yards. Big night for him.
He did. Our O-line opened some holes up, and he hit them. And the thing is, he hits the hole really hard and gets downhill fast. That makes him a good back.
Right.
And so he's very hard to tackle. So, I was proud of him. One more night where he's had a good one. I think he's rushed for 100 yards in every ball game but one this year. I think that not only speaks to him, but also to the guys in front of him blocking and doing those things. I thought McGinnister came in and had a very good night, his best night. I think he was right at 80 yards rushing. So that puts him, right there at the mark of being, a very good back to come in and fill in. So it really pushed us over the top as a team in the rushing department.
Had a couple of touchdowns. That's got to be a nice 1-2 punch. You bring Hayes out, put McInnister in. You don't lose anything.
Both of them run really hard, and that's the thing. That's what you want. You want running backs that run hard, finish the run, hit the hole fast. And as long as those guys do that, we can be effective.
From the receiving core, another phenomenal game by Tripp Wilson. He's really established himself this year as a go-to guy for you.
He makes plays. He's a big kid. He's close 6'3", 195, 190 pounds out there. Makes really good catches, great hands. But one of the biggest, he runs to contact.
He does.
And he catches it. He's not a guy that's fixing to step out of bounds or anything. He's going to make you tackle him. When he crosses the middle, he's unafraid to go in there and make big catches. So he's had a really good year so far up to this date, and it's kind of helped power our offense.
Right. He had you talking about not afraid of contact. Of course, the Hernando game was really where I first noticed that. He had the same type of play against South Haven, just lowered his head and ran right over it.
Yeah, and he's done that several times throughout the year, and you love to see that.
Now, defense gives up 34 points, but they had some big plays and some big game-changing moments in that game, too.
Yeah, I thought our defense made some stops, but also we gave up a few balls. But like I said, we went into a game with a very good quarterback, very athletic quarterback, and then with guys that have SEC offers. One of the receivers that we were up against is rated as the 43rd player in the ESPN top 300 in the country. And so,
that's he's overall player. That's not receiver.
That's overall player in the country. He's got 21 Division I offers, at this date as a junior. So it wasn't like we were guarding guys that couldn't play. We were filled. We were, running up against guys that are really high quality athletes.
We're going to shift our focus now, looking ahead to Friday night, Lewisburg on the road. What have you seen off the film yet from them?
Well, they're another team that, just like so many others in 6A, they've got Mississippi State commit out there on the field. They've got kids that top the 6'6", 6'7" mark on the O-line, D-line. So they're a big team, very physical team, well coached. They don't give up a lot of points. So this will be interesting. It's the first time that we've played them. So this will be a brand new look for us.
Coach, we've talked a lot about other teams and their commitments, the players that they have committed to other places. Can you kind of give us an update on where we are with our players, how many commitments we currently have?
Well, we've got two guys that are committed on our team. Jacob Horn's committed to play at Ole Miss, and then my son committed to play at Ole Miss as a long snapper. And then other than that, we really, that blue-collar team that just kind of gets it all done as a group, collective effort.
Some of that might change by you're talking about Tripp Wilson. This is a kid that's already committed in baseball to Memphis. Does he have what it takes to play at that D1 level in football, you think?
Without a doubt. And, he's got a lot of interest. We've had, some contact from, several people that are in on talking to him and wanting to go, but nobody's pulled that offer.
Right.
And, the bad thing about football offers is it takes one before you get one, before you get another one. And then in truth, and I tell kids that all the time, and I try to be honest with them about recruiting, the bad thing is the big boys, your Power 5 guys, once we went to a December signing date, they're always a year ahead now.
Right.
They're a year ahead. So those offers become a lot harder to get now that there's a December date, because they're locking down the 2020s in December and they're moving on to the 2021s. So right now, a lot of the Ole Miss State guys are hunting that 2021, 2022 kid.
They got this year's class.
They've got it all. They're trying to, there may be a player or two that gets something, based on it. But Tripp's getting a lot of interest from Austin Peay and Jacksonville State, South Alabama, Southern Miss, some of those kind of places.
I got you. Well, Coach, good luck this week. Congrats. Your birthday was last week, so you get a birthday, a win. I mean, it was just a pretty good week for you.
It was a great week.
All righty. Well, we look forward to seeing you in Lewisburg on Friday night, and then we'll be home the next week for our community tailgate against DeSoto Central. For Coach Trent Hammond, I'm Greg Ellis. This is Gridiron Takes.